What's up, guys? So MAXFORTI again with another unboxing. This is the second one. I did the first impression unboxing of 2021 back in January. If you want to check that video out, I'll have it up here. This time around, February 2021, I'll try to do once a month these first impressions / unboxing videos for you guys. I've got some really goodies in here for you guys to share with you. If you want to check out what's in this box, stick around. It's coming up right now. What's going on, guys? MAXFORTI with another unboxing first impression. I got a box here as you saw. I'm going to open this up and share these fragrances with you. Of course, this is brought to you by Fragrancebuy.ca. And just so you guys know, Fragrancebuy.ca, of course, a partner of the MAXFORTI channel. But I actually purchased these fragrances. These are not sent to me for free. I actually buy these at a discounted rate so that I can share these with you guys, of course. And if there's any discount codes or anything else to pass along to you guys, I do that as well here in this channel. Of course, I keep you in the know. So if you guys want to stay in the know, you guys know what to do. Hit that little subscriber button. Like this video to show me your support. And of course, enable your notification bell icon so you guys stay in the know. So one thing that I get asked by the way, these guys package this stuff perfectly. It's even hard to open, but that's a good thing because you know your stuff is very secured and nothing's gonna go broken or missing. So one thing I get asked about very often here on this channel is, Max, do you have a discount code for Fragrancebuy.ca? And I wanna share something with you guys. Discount codes, of course, we have them from time to time, but the thing is, you don't have to actually wait for discount codes. You can actually join the Fragrancebuy.ca crew and get periodically, I think every month, as you purchase your fragrances, you're gonna accumulate points which you can use for future purchases. You're gonna get 10% off discount codes. You're gonna get ongoing benefits and promotions from Fragrancebuy.ca without having to wait for codes. So guys, I'll have all that information below for you guys. Take advantage. I know I do. So I got a few things here. Let's start off with the first one here. Actually, let me take this out of the way because it's taking a lot of space here, a lot of real estate. So I'm gonna start pulling them here so we can talk about the fragrances that I got. I'm gonna share with you. Some of these, I'll do a first impression. Some of these you already know. I just wanted to let you guys know they do have this fragrance here back in stock, which is, I know, a huge fragrance that we all love here in the community. It's called Dior Homme Eau, which is discontinued, guys. I talked to you guys about discontinued in my series. This is one that's been discontinued for a few years now, and you can get this stuff for a very affordable price. I saw these Dior Homme Eaus on eBay going for like 200 bucks plus. So very affordable right now at Fragrancebuy.ca. I know they have a very good stock on these, so take advantage. I know I've gotten a couple backup bottles myself because it's one that I really enjoy, and once they're gone, they're gone. Next up, we have here newest one from Narciso Rodriguez. This is For Him Bleu Noir. So this is one that I'm really looking forward to checking out. We also have another one I think was released this year as well, which is either this year or late last year, but we'll find out soon enough. This is Eau Ice, which it's gotten a little bit of hype, a little bit of talks here in the community, so I wanted to check it out and share with you guys to make sure it's worth our time. Next up here we have Amber Gold, Amber Gold Euphoria from Calvin Klein. Now, Calvin Klein is a brand that we don't get much talks here in the community at all. It's considered like one of the quote-unquote dogs, designer these days. They don't come up with anything that's really exciting. I think the last one that got a little bit of a hype was Reveal, which is now discontinued, but I heard this one here is really good, Amber Gold Euphoria. I can't wait to try it and give you guys my take on it. This is a fragrance house that's been getting a lot of talks here over the past couple of years. Jesus del Pozo, this is Halloween Man X. This is a company from Spain. I'm really looking forward to checking this one out and sharing with you guys. This is another tester that I got, which is going to be a new fragrance, a newer fragrance from Lalique, which is another company that we hardly ever talk about here in the community. And this is called L'Insoumis Homme by Lalique. This is a tester, very affordable. I think it's still in stock. I can't wait to try this. I looked at a note breakdown and it had some really interesting notes. I'm thinking it's gonna be great. I also got a gift box from Salvatore Ferragamo. This is going to be Salvatore Ferragamo Homme, which was a release from last year. In fact, they already have a flanker for this fragrance, which is Salvatore Ferragamo Homme Intense Leather. Comes with a little shower gel, and the price was just sick. Check it out. This is Homme by Ferragamo from last year. Really looking forward to trying this one. Ferragamo is another company like Cartier and Issey Miyake that always gives me good fragrances for very affordable pricing. And last but not least, I think this is the crown jewel here, one that I know you guys have been hounding me for. They do have it back in stock, so take advantage right now as I'm shooting this because I know it's going to be sold out very soon again. This is Issey Miyake Noir Ombre. In fact, I just did a good, bad, ugly, underrated, and overrated in this whole house. Go check it out. I'm going to pop it up here. This needs no introduction, guys. This is fire. One of the best designer fragrances released in the past like 5 years. Check it out. I'm not even going to do a first impression. You guys know all about this. You want to know more about it? Check out the review. Check out the GBU. You'll know even more about it. But it's just amazing, and they have it back in stock, so take advantage. Now let me crack these open so we can get a sense of what these smell like and if they're worth your time. All right, I'm gonna start real quickly with this one here, which is Dior Homme, which is, again, discontinued, but now available at Fragrancebuy.ca, which you can get, I think, 100 ml, 50 ml sealed in a box, or you can get 100 ml testers like this, which I highly recommend for a very affordable price. Sprayers on Dior are just the best in the game. You just can't deny that. Now, Dior Homme Eau, I love it because it's a more toned down, watery iris version of Dior Homme, which is outstanding, needs no introduction. It's one of the best iris, masculine, metrosexual fragrances of all time. This is a great scent for the office. This is a great casual grab and go type of scent, but it can also be dressed up. It's got some spices. The iris here is very present in the heart, but it's gonna ride the composition throughout the whole composition. It doesn't have the chocolatey patchouli that you find with Dior Homme Intense, and it's not as heavy as Dior Homme. Instead, it's a more wearable, more appealing, easier to wear Dior Homme. In fact, I think this is a perfect scent for the office. I've said this many times. It made my top lists for spring as well when this was readily available. And if it was still readily available, it would still make my top 10 favorite spring scents, because I think anybody can enjoy this. I think even a lady could enjoy this. And what I love about this fragrance is in the dry down that will really enhance that iris will be the gorgeous cedar note that this has, which is one of the best in the game. So check it out, guys. It's available now. It's been discontinued. It was originally released in 2014. So it's one of those things, man. It's now or never. Otherwise, you're going to be looking to pay big bucks if you want to get a bottle of this. Next up, I'm going to talk to you guys about a 2020 release, something that was released last year. And this is this particular fragrance here, which is simply called Ferragamo by Salvatore Ferragamo, which is a fragrance that I heard a little buzz on the community about, and people mostly talked about this fragrance being a cross between Bleu de Chanel with Versace's Eros for Homme. So both fragrances are quite good. So I said, okay, let me check this out. Sprays are quite good as well. I like Ferragamo, so maybe this will be good. Okay, so I do get the resemblance with Bleu de Chanel. I do get a little bit of that Eros from Versace, but this is a lot more mature or more toned down. You're not gonna get that real blast of tonka and vanilla that you get with Eros. And it has a little bit of a Bleu de Chanel riding the outside of that core, which is that sweet tonka vanilla with that mint up top. And I also get a little leathery facet to the fragrance. I think hence the fact that they released this fragrance already as a flanker for this year called Ferragamo Intense Leather. I could see that with the infusion of the leather being even better fragrance. But this is quite good. If you thought Versace Eros was too obnoxious, too loud, and too in your face, too sweet, and you wanted, Bleu de Chanel with a little twist, I think this is quite good. And if you can pick it up for a good price, it's gonna be one of those guys, really good for compliments. Ladies will love it. It's gonna give you that elegant, sophisticated vibe with a little bit of a playful twist to it. Really nice from 2020. Definitely worth checking out. Okay, this next one is by the house of Lalique, which is a company that we don't really mention too many fragrances from in this community here on YouTube. This particular fragrance was a tester. The bottle itself reminds me a little bit of Ferragamo's Salvatore Ferragamo's Homme, with the stuff here on the side. But the thing is, this fragrance was released in 2016, so it's been almost 5 years now, and I'm hoping this will be like one of those hidden gem type of deals, something that people just missed. It just flew under the radar. I'm really hoping this is called L'Insoumis or L'Insoumis by Lalique. Again, I'm probably butchering the name. Sorry, I don't speak French. All right, this is quite good. This is very woody, very masculine. It's got this fougere tendencies to it, and it reminds me of some other fragrances that I can't quite put my nose on at this point, but it'll definitely come to me. It's got this familiar vibe to it. It has a little bit of a boozy facet up top with rum, but it has this violet vibe to it. It's creamy, it's a little bit dense in the beginning with the rum and the violet. This is very herbal, it's very spicy. It has a very heavy dose of vetiver here. There's oak moss as well. So it's a very green, floral type of a vetiver along with that rum up top. This is gonna be very mature, Definitely a more serious type of a fragrance, very professional. I don't think this is gonna be for everyone. I'm gonna say 30 and up to appreciate this fragrance because it's gonna have a little bit of an old world vibe to it, along with that green herbal oak moss fougere type of a vibe. Think of Fougere d'Argent from Tom Ford Private Blend with that boozy facet and heavy vetiver and oak moss in the base. It's nice. I like this genre, so I'm happy with this. But I can see why it probably didn't make much talks here in the community because it's a more of a, you know, old manish, if you will, or more mature scent. But I think it'd be great for professional settings or when you want to dress up, you know, dress to the decks, you know, dressed, you know, to the nines, you know, with, you know, a suit, or really want to make a more, you know, impressive or mature vibe about yourself. I think this will be a good alternative, especially when you look at the price. I think it was quite affordable. It's been released, you know, it was released in 2016, so it's been around for quite a while. So you can get this quite discounted if it sounds interesting to you. Now, let me take these out of here for a second so we can unbox these and give you guys my first take on these fragrances. We're gonna start with this first one here, Halloween Man X from Jesus del Pozo, which is a Spanish company. And this is one that's gotten quite a bit of talks here in the community. Some channels really hyped this fragrance up. So I really wanted to see what the whole, you know, what the whole hype was about. So I figured, let me get a bottle. The notes look pretty interesting. The bottle's pretty cool looking. I like this gradient dark marine blue kind of a vibe with the satin finish up top. Let me spray this up and see what we get out of this fragrance. I mean, we're talking, there's coffee here. So the notes look quite promising. Sprays are actually very strong. So let's see what we get out of this fragrance, guys. All right, so right off the bat, it's gonna give me, again, a vibe of a Versace Arrows. It's gonna have that kind of a tonka vanilla sweetness to it, tons of cinnamon here as well. The coffee is not really predominant, like a sweet coffee. Actually, I take that back. It's not gonna be a very dry coffee. Instead, it's gonna be more of like a coffee drink, like a macchiato type of a vibe. It's very smooth, it's very nice, it's very appealing, it's sweet. It's a little bit creamy, but it's very juvenile. It's very, you know, youthful. Gives me a little bit of a 1 Million-esque type of a vibe. It's like they took the 1 Million from Paco Rabanne and gave these other nuances like the coffee beans, making it a little bit more interesting. But you must like sweet, youthful fragrances, very playful scents. You must be a youngster, I think, to really appreciate this. Or if you like sweet fragrances, you're gonna appreciate this one. But it's gonna have a very 1 Million-esque vibe to the fragrance. All right, next up we have this one here. I had high hopes for. I'm hoping it's gonna be a great one. I love the For Him, the original. I love For Him Musk. So I'm really looking forward to this. I do have Bleu Noir, the original EDT. So this here is the newest Bleu Noir, but it's actually from 2018. So I've really been sleeping on the Noir, on this particular house. This is actually a couple years old now, and I can't believe it. It was totally under my radar. Maybe I couldn't find it, so I was waiting for discounters to have it. But needless to say, I am very excited to try this. I really enjoyed the bottle. It's very similar to Dolce & Gabbana, The One. But let's see what, I love the blue, you know, edges with the dark blue center. Quite nice. Sprayers are very beastly on these two. I'm a huge fan of Narciso Rodriguez For Him lineup of fragrances. I think they do a tremendous job and they're very unique. So this is nice. It opens up. There's definitely gonna be something rooty here like vetiver. I love the fruitiness up top, which is like bergamots with maybe mandarin orange. It's very citrus up top. It's gonna have that blue vibe to the fragrance. Very sophisticated, very appealing, very elegant. I can see someone wearing like a blue suit or a pinstripe suit looking amazing and smelling fantastic with this fragrance. It will complement your attire beautifully. I can see this making maybe top professionals for next year. It's quite a good one that I'm probably gonna be rocking mostly for the office setting. Yeah, so looking at the notes, we have musk, we have vetiver, there's definitely mandarin oranges up top, there's ebony wood, so I think it's gonna get a little darker, a little bit more edgy as it gets to, you know, to the dry down. But I think it's gonna be more of a linear scent. I don't see much transition going on here. You know, like we have with pyramids, you know, top, heart, and base. I think this is gonna transition a little bit, but I think it's gonna be mostly a linear scent. What you get from the top is what you're gonna get throughout the life of the scent, which is not a bad thing. Sometimes it's actually a good thing to have fragrances like that, and this is one of those. This one here, I was really looking forward to trying. I like Yaupe. I shared with you Yaupe Homme Signature last year, which was a great fragrance, very underrated. Now this one here also, I can't wait to try because when I looked at the notes, we're talking about plum, we're talking about tobacco. We're talking about cardamom and we're talking about sandalwood. So it has a lot of the notes that I enjoy. From the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be a very light fragrance, something, and even in the name, ice, maybe something for the summer, something for the warmer weather, but I could be totally wrong. Sometimes these could be very misleading. All right, let's take this for a test drive. This is one that I had high hopes for. Sprays are great on Eau Ice. Wow, this is nice, guys. This is definitely my favorite so far from everything I've tried. This is beautiful. It's got this really nice, almost floral opening. When I think of this fragrance, I definitely think of spring. It's sweet, it's bright, it's refreshing, but it's got some really unique facets to it. Not something that I smell all the time, especially in the masculine side of things. The plum really pops here. The plum is very sweet, it's very juicy. It's not gonna be like a boozy plum or a hearty or heavy resinous or dark plum like some of the fragrances that I like to wear in the cold months of the year. This is going to be like a fruity plum, like a plum that's ripened, that's sweet, that's nicer, it's juicy. Juicy is the right word here. It's a very juicy fragrance. Great for the springtime. It's got a little bit of a herbal nuance. I think sage is here as well. And the tobacco that's present here adds this really nice exotic feel to the fragrance, but the tobacco we're talking here is maybe like a tobacco leaf. It's a very leafy feel with the juicy plum. This is very nice. It's very uncanny, very unique. I'm really, really looking forward to trying this one so far. Definitely the best of this first impression haul. Let's get to the last one. Here is one that I heard a lot of things about it, kind of under the radar as well. And this is what I try to do here in these first impression unboxings. Bring you guys things that are off the beaten path. Things that you guys probably don't hear in other channels, stuff that don't get much talks, that deserve a little bit of a spotlight. Euphoria Men Amber Gold is one of those fragrances I think. Again, I have high hopes from the reviews I've read, from the people I asked about this fragrance before I pulled the trigger. They told me it was an insatiable, great, ambery, sweet, spicy fragrance that I should definitely check out and share with people that watch this channel. So starting from the bottle itself, looks pretty dope, looks pretty fire. It's got the edges, the bronze edges, all metal here. And the bottle looks beautiful, like this sun tan lotion kind of a vibe. Now, Euphoria Gold is a fragrance that I heard, well, it's Euphoria Amber Gold, is a fragrance that I heard tremendously good reports about, and I wanted to share with you guys because number one, it was hard to find. And as soon as I found a discount, I was like, let me pull the trigger. Now, when I looked at the notes, we're talking cypress, which I love. We're talking amber. We're talking one of my favorite current notes right now, which is honey. There's a honey facet here, and of course, vetiver. So the notes looked very, very promising. So this is actually pretty good spray. Wow, it even smells like it might have a little bit of an oud facet to it. It's like very oriental, very Middle Eastern kind of a vibe, especially from the first spray here, the first impression. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty good. Not as unique as I thought. I do have, I kind of feel like a rose oud type of a vibe here. So it's similar to a lot of things that I own already. Not amazingly impressed like I was with Eau Ice, which is very unique, but it is quite good. I think if you can pick it up for a good price, I think it'll be good. I definitely get the green tinge of the cypress here. The amber is definitely very prominent along with the spices. The vetiver will probably come through stronger as the fragrance approaches the dry down. Okay, it's starting to get better, guys. I think when I apply this on skin, rather than just the blotter here, I think it's gonna be a better experience. I'm getting a little bit of a jasmine feel now, along with that honey that I talked about. So it's definitely starting to pop. It's definitely starting to transition and getting a lot more interesting. There's also an incense/leather facet to this fragrance, which I think will really come forward from the heart into the dry down. So yeah, I think this has potential. Again, I need to try all of these actually on skin to really have a full feel for how these fragrances will develop on my skin. But guys, those were the first impressions here on this haul, which I'm bringing you a total of 7 fragrances. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments, which one of these fragrances here sound most interesting to you? And if you have tried any of these, let me know which one is your favorite and why. And of course, guys, if you like these first impression hauls, if you like these first impression unboxing hauls, please be sure to show me your support, leave it on the like, touch the subscribe button for me, and hit the little bell icon so I can keep you guys in the know, which is what we do here on the channel. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for hanging out with me here today on this unboxing first impression. If you missed the first one, go check it out. I'll pop it up here for you guys. And of course, as always, guys, remember fragrance is an extension of who you are. So be sure to wear your fragrances wisely. Wear what truly moves you. And of course, don't forget to check out the links to all these fragrances and of course, the member club, which you guys will get a ton of savings from Fragrancebuy.ca. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.